Hey everyone, it's Amy here and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys a love it or leave it review on some brand new products from L'Oreal. There are a ton of new products out from the drugstore, so I'm going to be doing reviews from each of the brands. So this is going to be the first of them, starting with L'Oreal. I have skincare, makeup, and some makeup sponges as well. So let's go ahead and start off with the skincare. There were two items that I had picked up. These are the L'Oreal Hydra Serum Moisturizer and the L'Oreal Micellar Cleansing Water. And this one was for normal to oily skin. So L'Oreal came out with brand new products in their skincare lines for each of the different skin types, which I really appreciated and was super excited about. So let's go ahead and talk about this one first. And this is the Hydra Oily Skin Serum Moisturizer. Now, first off, this has a funky smell. It smells a little like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not florally, but yet it's fragrancy. It kind of smells like a men's cologne. It is not pleasant. When I first put it on, I was like, whew, this is not what I want on my face. Now, I didn't have a reaction or anything like that. I'm not sensitive to that kind of thing. I just don't like the smell. Now, if you have sensitive skin that's sensitive to actual fragrance being on your face, I don't think you're going to like this. Now, as far as the smell, it doesn't linger too long, but right off the bat, I was like, this is not what I want to be smelling with a moisturizer. The other thing is, this is meant for oily skin. So it says it's a daily moisturizer that you can use every morning and night after cleansing to smooth all over your face. Now, this is meant for oily skin. But I got super oily when I wore this. And I used it with my Holy Grail foundations as kind of a tester. I used it with my Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation, which is my Holy Grail full coverage matte foundation. This underneath it made me super oily. And it says you can use it in the morning and it seeps into your skin really quickly. So I thought I can wear this under makeup. I was wrong. It is totally not meant for underneath makeup for me for oily skin. I even tried it using it at night and then the next morning, you know, washing it off completely. Even though I couldn't feel it anymore, I still cleansed my face and then did my normal makeup routine. Still got really oily. So unfortunately, I just did not like this. I don't know why it's for oily skin because it made me super oily. It did the opposite of what it was probably supposed to do. So I did not like this between the smell and it not actually being effective. So this is definitely a leave it for me. I personally think like if I want something really hydrating that I can wear underneath makeup, I love the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Moisturizer. That's so much better in my opinion. Now, as far as the micellar water, I love this. This was so good. This is probably one of the best micellar waters I've tried. I love this and the Simple brand, but in general, this is way better than the Garnier micellar waters. Even though they came out with new ones, I tried the mattifying one. I still love this so much better. It's going to sound totally weird, but this is so much more watery, or it just covers more area on your face. I find when I was testing these out, I was using the same amount of product on a cotton pad and this was lasting so much longer. It just felt like it was saturating it so much better and I was covering more area on my face and that it was actually taking the makeup off. Whereas the Garnier one wouldn't cover as much space and I still kind of felt like I had like a residue on my face. So this was really good about cleaning my face and feeling clean, as well as it took off my mascara much faster. Overall, I was really impressed by this and I just felt like it really helped to purify my skin. I don't know so much about the mattifying, but I do think for my oily skin, I could use this day and night and it was awesome and did not affect my makeup whatsoever. So I really love this. As you can tell, I've already used a decent chunk of it over the last 2 weeks. Next, let's talk about some sponges. They had a ton of new sponges out on the market and I loved 2 of these, and the one I did not enjoy was the contouring one, and it just looks like a little weird guy, and so this never felt like it was doing anything. And my biggest problem was with this one is when I used it very lightly damp, like hardly not damp at all, it just would soak up all the product and wouldn't actually apply it to my face. And then I tried it dry and it just wasn't that good at blending. It kind of made it patchy. I don't think this one actually did anything or helped or made my life easier, so this one is a leave it. On the other hand, the 2 new sponges that are for your foundation and concealer, I loved. So this is like the new dupe for the Beauty Blender, and this one has like a little weird little hourglass type of shape. I really love this one. This one gets really nice and moist. It gets bouncy. It's not hard at all. This one's really squishy. So I really like this one a lot. Now I find that the Morphe one, the Morphe red sponge, is very similar. So if cost matters to you, get the Morphe one. It is cheaper. But overall, I really like this one. It was really impressed. I really, really like this one. I've been using this non-stop lately, and it's just really bouncy. It doesn't soak up a ton of product, and it makes my foundation go on flawlessly. And the last beauty sponge that I loved is this little guy, and he is perfect for concealer. It's got this nice sharp edge right there. So this is so perfect to then literally blend in your concealer. That's how I did it today. What I absolutely love about this one is this size, and it gets a little bit bigger once you actually wet it, but this is perfect for putting your fingers on it like this. The Real Technique ones that are purple and the Beauty Blender ones that are green are just entirely way too small to be able to hold and control, whereas this one's really easy to hold it and then blend everything in, and there's a big area, so it covers a lot of space. So I love this one. This one is perfect. Probably don't need both of these, you know, you could probably use one or the other, but if you were in the market for both these sponges, I would definitely recommend them. This one's also really great for baking right here. It literally sets it down perfectly. So both of these are winners in my book. Then the last two items I'm going to talk about are some blushes and an eyeliner. Now this is the Infallible Paints Liquid Eyeliner. Here's what it looks like. Now I did like this one. Let me show you what the actual little pen looks like. There you go. It is really skinny and really, really long. There's what that color looks like. Now, when I was playing with this, I noticed I was using it nonstop over a week. It dries out really fast, and I kind of have to like shake it up. Otherwise, like it starts to dry out really quickly, and then I have to go over it back and forth. It is a really, really dark black. But like I said, it tends to dry out and I have to shake it up and move it around, so it's a little bit testy. I do think there are so many other similar liquid eyeliners out there for cheaper that are just as good or better. So I really wouldn't repurchase this one again and probably wouldn't recommend it. Just go get an Essence one, a NYX one, Wet n Wild. Those are all just as good. There was nothing spectacular about this one that I think it's worth paying the price that's a little bit higher for this one. I would go and get some other ones from the drugstore. So the last item I'm going to talk about is the blush palette, and this is the Pro Artist Blush Palette. Here are what those colors look like. They are really pretty. However, these are super chalky and they're kind of hard to pick up. And they are just really patchy when you apply them, and you have to continue to reapply for them to be pigmented on the skin. I was really actually not impressed with these, especially Maybelline has a new little quad as well, and that is so much better. These just were really dry and really patchy and didn't apply very well. Also, if I haven't reviewed it yet, it's coming. I don't know which one's coming up first, but NYX has a brand new palette out, or at least that's fairly new at Target, and it's got very similar colors to this. It's more colors in the palette, and it's bigger, and it's a little bit more expensive, but they basically have these same tones in there, and that is so much better. So I definitely would leave this one. Let me go ahead and swatch them for you guys. Like, these are just not as pigmented as I would expect them, because look how bright and intense those colors are, and I just don't find that they translate very well onto the skin. I mean, they're really not that pigmented on my finger, and then when I apply them, like, look how patchy that is. So patchy, and definitely not as pigmented as I would have liked. So they just look like, oh my gosh, like that's exactly how they apply. Like, they'll have a little bit of pigmentation and then they kind of just level off and aren't that great, and I have to continue to build, and they are just powdery and patchy and a little bit scratchy and rough. Like, the Maybelline ones are definitely a lot softer, so are the NYX ones. These were rather expensive. This is like almost a $15 palette. From them not being great, I would totally skip these. So unfortunately, this new L'Oreal Infallible Paints line, not that impressed with from the drugstore. There are a couple more items, like some eyeshadow sticks and items like that from this line, and I'm definitely not going to try those out because I was not impressed with these so far, so I have a feeling those won't be as good either. But I love the L'Oreal Infallible line in general, but definitely not that impressed with the new Infallible paints so far. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing my review of some of the new skincare and makeup products from L'Oreal that are available at the drugstores right now. If you did, give this video a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my upcoming videos, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye!